To be honest, I don't even know how to even start this video. So it's gonna be a random introduction.
Oh my god, just say hello. It's not even that hard.
Shut up, yeah?
No.
Anyways, hello there. Do you know a little something called acid rain?
Well, of course no one knows. It doesn't even rain acid here.
Damn, who let you talk?
Well, me of course. Got a problem?
Damn, yes I do. So you better scramble like an egg before you get folded like an omelet.
Damn, I wish you tried.
Alright, bet.
Uh.
Anyways, acid rain isn't something you see often because this problem has been solved back in the day. But it doesn't mean it can come back. So if you don't know it, well, I wouldn't blame you. Because acid rain can only be formed by the pollution and sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere. It is yet mostly into the clouds, but also it's a problem that once it starts happening, there's no other way but to let it finish. It is theorized that acid rain started back when the dinosaurs became extinct. Once the asteroid hit Earth, or the Earth's surface I should say, it released massive amounts of sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere, causing the clouds to absorb it, which then later it started raining acid. In 1963, they inaugurated the Clean Air Act, meaning they were controlling the air pollution, which also means no more future disasters such as climate change, global warming, and as well as acid rain. It wasn't until 1970s that they added amendments to the Clean Air Act, and which it was signed by Richard Nixon. So this man that I'm showing literally like right now. Yeah. But it wasn't until August 9th, 1974 that he was impeached because of the 1973 the water scandal, costing many Americans a lot of their money, destroying the economy. Which then I guess he sucks. But then it wasn't until 2 decades later that it was passed on to George W. Bush. Yeah, I don't really know how this works. That amendment was passed in the 1990s, and coincidentally enough, 4 years before Richard Nixon dies. Why is this even a problem? Well, for starters, we want our Earth to look like this, and not like this. From us, humans, to the atmosphere and into the clouds, which the clouds can't do anything other than absorb anything that's in the atmosphere. And one of the main ingredients for acid rain is air pollution and sulfur dioxide. When sulfur dioxide enters the cloud, or when it absorbs it, I should say, it creates a dark speck, meaning all black, and pretty much what this picture looks like. Can't really explain it, but you know, it's right here. But if you stop and think about it, it's just like the water cycle, but the dark side of it. Because in the water cycle, you have evaporation, condensation, and then precipitation. Well, our evaporation is basically us throwing trash on the floor, letting it rot, and going it into the atmosphere, which then the clouds absorb it, and now it will precipitate down onto the floor, causing acid rain. Anyway, here's some 3 things that I'm pretty sure that is something we do daily that we don't think that it's bad, but it can very harm us. So first is just basically throwing trash on the floor. Usually enough waste products, anything like that, will release pollution into the atmosphere. Alright? And second, it is the rotting of foods. Anytime you leave rotten foods on the ground, such as apples, tomatoes, anything, that can release a lot of chemicals into the atmosphere, which then it could be broken and almost destroying our Earth. And finally, gas emissions or fossil fuels, the burning of fossil fuels. Many people when working in factories, they release a ton of sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere as well as pollution. And many can see outside of your house, maybe a big pile of smoke coming out. Well, that's just the burning of fossil fuels. In the May article article of the New York Times, Have We Passed the Acid Test? Henry Fountain, a climate change researcher, explains acid rain is produced primarily by emissions of sulfur dioxide and oxides of nitrogen from coal and fossil fuels, burning power plants and vehicles. What are the dangers of having acid rain? Some dangers of acid rain can simply be by destroying of plants, creating them into something dead, dried, and it says to be only about 2 to 3 drops of acid rain that it can destroy a plant. The next thing that it can do is destroy many aquatic life by poisoning the water, and meaning reducing the food that we eat, such as seafood, well, obviously. So basically, we're doing this without using this. Here are some solutions to the problem. First solution would be reduce the burning of fossil fuels. That is one of the main things that how acid rain can start. The pollution and the sulfur dioxide that it gets released in the air, it could be absorbed by the clouds in any way, and it can start raining acid, destroying plants and the aquatic life. Use cleaner fuels such as reusable energy, or maybe just less of gas emissions. Based on the May article of the New York Times, Have We Passed the Acid Test? John Schwartz, science writer from the New York Times, debates. A 2016 article in the Scientific American argued that in coal-heavy places like Minnesota, driving electric might not be any better than driving gasoline-powered cars. Electric car is a way to help the environment, but the emissions of the factories making it a whole different story. The factories making electrical car vehicles emits a ton of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So basically, even electric cars may not be the best solution, but there are a whole other solutions that we can use or we can choose that can help our environment even more. And the third solution is basically just throw away your trash. I mean, it's not even that hard. I mean, I've been asked people for me to throw away their trash, even though they're like super close to the trash can that they can just literally just lean over. But no, they're lazy. Anyway, to sum up, basically, acid rain is mainly produced from air pollution and sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is not easy to find, but it's easy to make. I don't know, that makes no sense. Just ignore I said that. But anyway, if we don't really act now, in the future, acid rain may come back as a threat to us. And yet we will be held responsible as beginning of acid rain. So yeah. Hey, since I'm posting this on YouTube, y'all subscribe.
Shut up, you're gay.
Damn, where did you come from?
From the shadows. Nah, I came from inside. I went to go get a hot dog, but then my hot dog fell. So yeah, it was just on the floor. Here's a picture that you can post, because your thing is boring. So yeah, screw you.
I hate you.